Welcome back to more Mario Party 4. Last time, we went over the remaining mini-games, so this time, we're going to check out the extra room, play some extra mini-games. Hey buddy, welcome to the extra room. So, do you want me to tell you about this room? Yeah, this here room is for you guys who are tired of the regular minigames. We got one-player, dual, and even wacky games for you. These premium minigames are made from the finest ingredients. Best of all, they're free, so play them all you want, just don't leave a mess. Which party do you want? We have 3 options to choose from, and we'll be starting with Thwomp's Backroom Ball. Welcome to my backroom ball. How many people are playing in this party? Select the characters that will be joining in the party. Which game do you want to play? We have 4 options here, and we'll be starting with Mega Board Mayhem. Go mega size and squish the others to get the most coins and win. This board was designed by Thwomp. Get mega size and grab a lot of coins. You start with 100 coins, whoever has the most coins at the end wins. We can choose between 10, 20, and 30 turns, so we'll be trying out a 10-turn round. Hey there, the name's Thwomp, and I'm gonna be your guide on this here board. It took me 6 whole months to make this place, ain't it a beaut? My only rule is that whoever gets the most coins wins. Now let's decide the order. Here's the order, first is Peach. Yoshi is second. Mario is third. Luigi's fourth. And you all start with 100 coins. Okay, so that's out of the way. Let's get Mega. So, Womp has 2 boards, and they're both very unique compared to everything else we've seen in the game up to this point. First of all, that is a very interesting item shop, only warp pipes. We also start with 10 times the normal starting amount of coins. Peach is going all the way over to start once again, because all 3 players are at start, so all she did was get a warp pipe that turn, essentially. So there are no stars on this board, it's all coin-based. This being the Mega Mushroom board, the main gimmick is to try to collect Mega Mushrooms and steal coins from other players. There are many mushroom pipe routes. One leads to the Lotto shop as an example, which I don't entirely recommend, just because the odds of winning the lottery are so low. It would help in a game based around coin count. It would really help to actually get, like, 30 to 100 coins, but on the other hand, your odds are so low, you're probably just spending 5 coins for nothing, more than likely. So, one item we haven't really talked about is actually the Sparky sticker. If a player passes by it after it's been placed on a space, it will cause them to lose 10 coins. Also, if Mega Mushroom is used, and then that person passes by the space, in addition to losing 10 coins, they'll also be reverted to their standard form. So, for example, if someone behind you has a Mega Mushroom and you're worried about them stealing your coins, you can always use a Sparky sticker to stop them. And also make them lose coins too, which is definitely a good thing. Especially in a mode like this, where we actually don't play minigames. Yeah, there are no minigames, this is completely board-based, which is kind of interesting actually. In some ways it feels a little bit like a precursor to later Mario parties that de-emphasize minigames. The difference is these are optional bonus boards that are not tied to the main story, unlike in Mario Party 9 and 10 and the 3DS games where the weird like alternate rule sets are often required for the story, so it ends up being a lot more divisive, let's put it that way. I still would like to play some of these games at some point on my own time, like Mario Party 10, which I've never actually played, partly just because I'm curious to see if it's as iffy as everyone says it is. Though to be fair, personally, single-player Mario Party isn't the most exciting thing in the world anyway, so I don't know if how much that would actually change my overall enjoyment of something like Mario Party 10. I remember liking 9 okay, but I mostly just stuck with the story mode. To be fair, most Mario Party games aren't games I really go back to very often. I'll play through like the story mode, unlock everything I can, and then just kind of put the game away, and then maybe play it occasionally from time to time. But because I'm in a situation where I basically play games alone, and these are party games, I don't usually get a lot of like extensive enjoyment out of them past like just going through all the boards, unlocking as much as I can, and so on. The Mario parties that have more extensive single-player content, obviously I've gotten more mileage out of. Those include 6 and 7 primarily. Those have a lot of unlocks. I actually don't know if I've completed 7. I need to actually double check that at some point, because I genuinely don't know, because it's been a bit. And again, this game I actually got really close to completing, other than like Domination, I'm pretty sure, the 100 domino record for that. But then I had a memory card, one of the really large memory card sizes, that were like really prone to corruption, and that happened, so I lost a lot of saves. Some of the games weren't that big of a deal, like, you know, Mario Sunshine is a game I can easily complete in not too much time. Again, I think that is more of a testament to how much I've played Mario Sunshine, and not so much that the game is actually well designed in some regards. But yeah, Mario Sunshine I can easily go through again, unlock everything, no problem. This game, because you have to do 8 playthroughs, one with each character to unlock all their presents, to complete the game, I basically played it, I think, once. Based on my backup memory card, I played it once around 2010, and then never went past that until, like, recently. Like, I want to say a couple months ago, I started a second playthrough in the hopes of eventually doing a Let's Play, and then I suddenly felt more inspired to actually go through with my plans and do a Let's Play the game. But I actually hadn't played many of the other stories. I was still on my second playthrough of 8. So yeah, off screen I've actually been going through everyone's story modes, and luckily it only takes like 5 to 6 hours per story, so it's not, you know, overly grueling, but it is kind of a lot. I hope my Mario Party 6 and 7 saves were intact. I think those were on different memory cards though, or at least backed up somewhere where I wouldn't have lost them. GameCube games, in typical Nintendo fashion, some games you can actually back up, others you can't. So I actually don't remember if you could back up those games or not. Another example of a game that was not fun to lose progress on, and one that I'm pretty sure you can't back up the save file for, is the Chao Garden in Sonic Adventure 2. I had like 130 emblems or something ridiculous, and I lost that file. I mean, when I actually went ahead and completed Sonic Adventure 2, I did play through the 360 version, so it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I lost my GameCube file. But I remember that wasn't a fun realization, that my, like, 75% completion Sonic Adventure 2 file with all my Chao was lost. And yeah, Chao data is saved separately and cannot be backed up. So yeah, even if I think I did have a file backed up, it did not have the Chao data. So I never went back to actually raise Chao in that version. And this is why I like having backups of things. Like, just, put things on multiple memory cards, put things on multiple, like, SD cards and flash drives and things like that. Because if something happens that causes it to corrupt, then you're out of luck. So, yeah, I feel like I definitely back things up more than I need to in a lot of cases. Like, really important things I have on, like, 3 separate flash drives. Because if one corrupts, at least then I'll have some other places where I have this stored. I actually kind of wonder how much that initial memory card failure influenced my desire to back things up so fervently. I almost feel like I wouldn't have even thought of it at that age. Like, how old would I have been? I was probably pretty young at the time. And yeah, it probably wouldn't have been something that would have immediately crossed my mind that, like, oh yeah, data can corrupt and then you can lose all your progress on this. I also was in a much luckier situation compared to some people growing up, where you hear constant stories of, like, I had this console, but I never had a memory card, so I either left it on all day, or I basically had to restart the game every, like, time I wanted to play the game. So I got really good at, like, the first part of this game. You hear so many stories along those lines, and luckily I don't think I ever had to do that. Like, I'm pretty sure as far back as I can remember, I had a GameCube memory card, I had a PlayStation memory card, I didn't have to worry about any of that. So luckily that wasn't a problem, just, yeah, save corruption was a problem. I want to say I've also had issues with, like, games being turned off, like, in the middle of saving. I've actually had that a lot with a Vita game. I like how I'm only talking about memory loss and not much about the board itself, because the board itself is pretty straightforward, especially with no minigames. This is a cool, like, bonus mode, but again, the lack of, like, minigames and things like that definitely makes it feel a little bit less involved, less skill-based, and more luck-based, because you're basically at the mercy of dice rolls, which isn't my favorite thing, and again, it almost does feel reminiscent of what Indie Cube's initial Mario parties would be like, with more emphasis on just, like, rolling dice and moving around the board, and not necessarily, like, collecting stars and going through mini games and things like that. But again, as an optional mode, I don't really have any objections to this. It's just like, yeah, when that's the only gameplay style, that is a little bit less fun. But yeah, I feel like in general, I have had some issues with save corruption, but mostly it was just that faulty memory card that just wiped out a ton of saves. But yeah, luckily I still have, like, 3 memory cards. One is ancient. I have a gray memory card that's like 50 blocks. By the way, GameCube games use blocks as a memory format instead of, like, standard memory sizes. They actually did that all the way up to the Wii U, I think. Because I think the Wii used blocks as well, as a unit of measurement. But with this GameCube memory card, I remember, like, I want to say I had this memory card around the time of, like, playing Rogue Squadron, which would have been, like, pretty early on. So yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot of mileage out of this GameCube memory card, and then I have 2 other memory cards that are, like, 200 block memory cards, and yeah, it's like the 1,000 block ones that were notorious. I've heard more anecdotes since then, actually, that these specific memory cards just would constantly corrupt, which actually made me feel better that it wasn't just a weird fluke, and it's just, yeah, this particular type is prone to this. So yeah, I stopped using that memory card. I just started using the other two, or rather three, and then consolidating everything across different files. Also, my GameCube collection isn't even that big anymore. The only really big GameCube game that I own, file size-wise, is Animal Crossing. That takes up like an entire memory card of the gray kind, because the gray ones were usually 50-ish, like 56 blocks, and Animal Crossing takes up like 51 or 52, I want to say. Actually, I think it was like 59, and then Animal Crossing is like 56. So at launch, actually, most new copies of Animal Crossing came with a memory card because of just the ridiculous file size. Mine did, but then I got rid of it because I was like, I have Wild World, why would I ever play this game again? So when I rebought the game, it didn't come with the original memory card, so I had to use, yeah, the gray memory card from Rogue Squadron, that era. So yeah, this turned into a lot of reminiscing. Actually, I wasn't entirely expecting this. Mario Party is actually kind of nostalgic in a way, because watching Mario Party Let's Plays around like 2014 is actually what kind of led me to the path of making Let's Plays of my own. I wanted to see what this game was like because I never had a Nintendo 64, and Mario Party 1 was never re-released, so I wanted to see what that game looked like in particular, so I got watching Let's Plays, and yeah, one thing led to another, and, you know, 7 years later, I'm still making YouTube videos. So yeah, I owe a lot of my, I owe a lot to discovering Mario Party Let's Plays, as odd as that might sound. And now the results. The winner is Yoshi. Alright, we had 111 coins. Runner-up is Luigi at 98 coins, so we did pretty well. We still have a few more modes to go over here, and we'll be going through Mini-Board Mad Dash next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Mario Party 4.